all women experience menopause, but a lack of information and support often leaves women feeling unequipped and unprepared.
Okay, well, the taboo topic is finally starting to step out of the shadows, and our very own Dr. Sheila is here to help debunk some pretty major myths about menopause and so much more around it. We're so glad to have you back, Dr. Sheila. Okay, so we're going to dive into this. So the way that this is going to go, it finally feels like, finally, maybe, and I don't know if this is just my perception, that women are finally starting to feel a little bit more comfortable talking about it out loud, outside of our own little circles. Is this something that you're actually seeing in your practice as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that we are talking about it more. We're talking about it on social media and patient advocacy groups. But this being said, it still remains a time that people feel shame and scared. And if you think about it, we spend a third to half of our lives in the transition to menopause, and postmenopause.
Wow.
But we don't talk about this time enough.
Yeah.
And in medicine, we don't do enough studies on women during this time, so we don't know how to support our patients in the way that we need to, and at least talk about it. So I'm so happy to be here to share with you so that we learn about our bodies, empower ourselves, and together as a group, we can talk about it with our friends and see this not as a time to fear, but as a time to own and go forward with it.
Oh my gosh, I just thought of a slogan.
Oh.
Press play on menopause.
Oh.
Okay. I thought it was going to involve Chris Hemsworth again, but we'll take that.
Okay, so let's have a little fun and shine a light on this topic by tackling some truth or false questions. So audience, get your little
Yes, I love this.
your paddles ready. Okay, so true or false, menopause transition can take up to 14 years.
I'm going to say true.
Yeah, so true. So
Wow.
on average, so menopause is 1 year after you stopped having periods. That's the definition of it. But leading up to it, it's perimenopause or the transition to menopause. On average, it's 7 to 10 years, but it can last up to 14 years where you're having symptoms of hormonal change.
Whoa, okay. So next up, true or false? Women always know when they are going through menopause.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Smart audience, yes, so false.
Yeah.
We don't always know. About 20% of people will not get symptoms. So
Really?
So
yeah.
up to 20%?
Up to 20% won't have symptoms. So that's a yay for them. But like that's where, but so some people will not know until they actually stop having periods.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
This is a big one. True or false, friends? You can't get pregnant while going through menopause. True or false?
So yeah, so
I was gonna say
It's false?
So you can get pregnant during the transition to menopause.
During the transition,
During
of
the
course.
transition to menopause. After you stopped having periods, you can't get pregnant. Fertility rates go down as we get closer to menopause. However, your ovaries can still throw an egg randomly. And if you're having irregular periods, or even if you've missed a couple of periods, there's still a chance that you can get pregnant.
Okay.
So I've had this in my practice. I've had 48, 49-year-old patients come to me, tell me, I've stopped having periods for a couple of months. I'm like, we have to do a pregnancy test to make sure. And they turned out to be pregnant. So if that's not part of your life plan right now, then using contraception, especially something like that, progesterone IUD, can be helpful to transition you into menopause and protect you against pregnancy as well. So just be careful if that's not your life plan.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that you just said throw an egg in there. Sometimes it just throws an egg in there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a good one. True or false? Men can experience menopause too, as well.
Yeah, so there's something called andropause or
Andropause.
or
So
male
it's not menopause.
Yeah, it's not menopause.
Even though men is in the name.
Menopause,
Sorry.
yeah. It's where testosterone levels can reduce and you can have symptoms. So yes, it's true.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
And
okay.
finally, menopause can also include mental health symptoms. I'm going to say true.
gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So this is something that we also can support you with. There can be changes related to the hormone changes, but it's also a time in life that we're taking care of aging parents, our kids, everything all at once piles on at that time, plus the hormone changes. So please seek out help because we can support you.
Wow.
Okay, I don't know if this is a true or false question, but I'm going to ask it like it is. We know it can be an overwhelming time. Are there safe and effective solutions to help women tackle their symptoms? I don't know if that's that true or false.
I don't think
Are you
so.
just going to?
I mean, it's true. Yes,
It's true.
there are.
True.
And this is why we're here to talk about it, because there's so much that we can offer. So individualized treatment plans based on your symptoms. So depending on what your symptoms are, talk to your doctor and we can help you with that. The main things I talk about first are lifestyle. So cut out smoking if you can, manage your weight if you can, and then also looking at things like looking at things like medication can be helpful. There's hormone therapy and there's non-hormonal. Pelvic floor physiotherapy is amazing during this time. All times in life, it's helpful. So there's a lot of options that we have to help you. And we always forget that the #1 killer of women after the age of 50 is heart disease. That's why we talk about smoking, when we talk about exercise. Those things could also be very helpful.
Can just a quick follow-up, pelvic floor, what can you go
Pelvic
on?
floor physiotherapy.
Yeah.
So they're physiotherapists who work specifically to help strengthen your pelvic floor, because you can have incontinence.
Right.
You can have vaginal dryness and atrophy and pain, and those are symptoms that can be very much helped with physiotherapy.
Okay.
I think it's one of our last questions. At risks and/or advantages of hormone replacement therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely, hormone replacement therapy is one of the options that we have to support you during this time. Not everybody needs it, and not everybody can take it, because there are risks associated with it. So it can increase the risk of stroke, it can increase the risk of blood clots. But if you talk to your doctor, like any other medication that we take and prescribe, you have to know what your risks and benefits are to choose what's right for you. If hormone therapy is not available to you, there are other options that we can do. And so I always tell my patients, please come and see us. We'll talk to you through these options. If your doctor's not comfortable talking about menopause and that transition time, we can refer you somewhere as well.
To you? Doesn't it true? Every time I see you on this show, I'm like, I just want you to be my doctor. That's how I feel. It's so,
We talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's do this together. Like, we can do this together.
We can't thank you enough for talking about it here right now. This is a first step. We're going to keep talking about it. Thank you as always.